Hello, Himanshu. This is Namita. My name is
Good evening,
Namita
ma'am.
Singh. Yeah,
Good
hi,
evening.
good evening. I'm a psychologist, essentially a psychologist,
Yes.
and I have been working in the field of skill development and other testing related, aptitude development related areas, right?
Okay.
And, I'm a teacher associated with EduShastra.com for quite some time now. And I have been working towards facilitating, encouraging students. I mean, not just students, for anybody, like young professionals like you also. And
For personality development.
absolutely. No, it's not just personality development. It is just like trying to work towards the weak areas, and like supporting them, even helping them prepare for various exams. I mean, MBA entrance is just one of the exams. I basically have my expertise in international exams. I work for mostly for overseas exams, right? I mean, any exam all the world over, whether it's for doctors or chartered accountants or general people in So I've been working towards that, and I'm trying to utilize my experience and my expertise into helping people do much better in their lives. That's all. That's all. Over to Jitender sir.
Hi Himanshu, I am Jitender Lakhanpal. I am a teacher and I have been associated with EduShastra from last 10 years. Sachin sir. Sachin sir, please unmute.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Hi Himanshu, my name is Sachin Kumar and I'm a teacher trainer. I take care of verbal ability and soft skills. I'm carrying 18 years of experience and skill development, as Namita said, that we take care of overall personality. We take care of interviews and of course competitive examinations. And I'm associated with EduShastra quite a long time. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So I think it's my turn to take over, I guess, without anybody telling me. Himanshu, we have very little information about you. In fact, what we just got to know about you is through yourself, right? Like you told us, you have mostly been working into the banking fields, right?
Yes.
And from banking, because you have been through a number, you have worked at various layers, various positions in the banking system. Now you want to go for an MBA. So why exactly do you want to do MBA? I mean, what exactly do you have in mind when you say I must have an MBA degree? So what spurs you to go for an MBA?
Actually, ma'am, I was earlier talking to sir, and while working in the bank, I was trying for various mid-level roles in various financial institutions, including SEBI. And the basic criteria for those roles was that an MBA degree was a necessity.
Okay.
So for applying those roles, I was not even getting interview calls just because I was meeting the my work experience criteria, but I was not meeting their basic educational criteria. That was an MBA degree specialization, and that one thing was hindering my career progress, I guess.
Right.
And that is what has spurred me to pursue this MBA course. And not just I don't just want to pursue MBA course. Otherwise, distance MBA would have done this. I want to be dedicated to this MBA course and improve myself. Actually, my public speaking and presentation skills are not that good, and I wish that this MBA course will give me a lot of opportunities for that. And I will definitely improve on that. And the second thing is that I will get to meet like-minded people.
Okay.
While pursuing, and that would enhance my knowledge and skills, my analytical thinking, and all these things, which would develop my character in all.
Okay. I just happened to read one very interesting line in whatever detail we have about you. It says that you want the world to develop equally and cohesively.
Yes.
And because you happen to come from the banking industry, do you think equal and cohesive development actually takes place in the world?
Actually, ma'am, it's possible because Mahatma Gandhi has said there is enough for everybody's need, but not for anybody's greed. It is possible, but everybody that is why I said equally and cohesively. If everybody acts cohesively, equality is possible.
Acts cohesively. Can you elaborate on how anybody can act cohesively? Right, a little bit more.
Cohesiveness is if everybody gives other person chance to develop judicially. Because if I'm being partial to something or being selfish for something, and I'm taking something that I don't deserve, if everybody acts in a way that they accept what they deserve, and if they work harder for something, only then they accept that I deserve more. That is what I consider cohesiveness.
Actually, the reason why I asked this question was some of the most developed countries in the world, they have developed, but they have maximum discrepancy, among various classes in their countries. For example, the maximum income disparity happens to exist in the United States of America, which is supposed to be the most developed country,
which is generally considered,
which is very strange. So that's the reason I had this question in mind. Okay. Because see, in a lot of interviews, they're going to ask you the way you define yourself. I just happen to see quite a lot of adjectives about you. But then, as I said, when you talk about these adjectives, I mean, adjective means the kind of qualities that you have, the way that you define yourself through qualities. And there's one quality I happen to come across here, and that is opportunist.
Yes.
So, do you think it's a positive quality? Why have you written yourself as an opportunist?
I consider it as opportunist because I grab everything, whichever opportunity with my both hands, and I'm determined and hardworking for that. I never try to run across others with negative intentions, but when I have an opportunity, I give my all to achieve that. That is why I said opportunist.
Okay.
It would, so I would associate that with hardworking and dedication as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then, you said you were quite diligent.
Yes.
So can you share with us an instance, a particular like an opportunity, like you just talked about, you tried to or utilize opportunities to your fullest. Can you narrate an instance, a situation, or an example wherein you were able to show that you were really diligent?
Diligence, I would say, working in a bank, I have been able to prove my diligence. Because the branch I was given when I was promoted as a branch manager from deputy manager, that branch was not in a very good financial condition.
Okay.
It was almost 65% of loans were non-performing assets at that point of time.
Okay.
Almost 20 crore was non-NPA, NPA. And that branch was rejected by 3 senior managers because they didn't want it to go there because they thought that was out of their control and they won't be able to handle that much pressure. So it was offered to me because my zonal manager asked me that I secured 2nd rank in the bank and I was topper of our zone. And he asked me that if you want to take chance and go there to improve that, he assured me that whatever my performance would be, that won't matter. But if I wanted to take chance and show that if I can improve that branch. So I took the opportunity and I put in all my effort to improve the position. And that financial year, I joined in July, and financial till March of next year, we were the topper in recovery. We recovered almost 4 crores. Okay.
Yeah.
And that is where I would say that my diligence played a very big role.
Okay. And like you have worked through various states, like you have worked in Maharashtra, you have also worked in Gurdaspur, Punjab, and Punjab Gramin Bank also, you have in Pathankot also.
Yes, sir.
So which kind of so you were mostly involved with loan department or something like that? Like
yes,
what was your profile?
Actually, initially when I was a deputy manager, I was working in recovery and credit recovery and deposit mobilization. But then when I became the branch head, I was responsible for the overall development of the branch, and mainly I was considered with credit development.
Okay. So which kind of, in which place did you find people most, receptive to schemes launched by your banks? Like banks launch a lot of, schemes through which it, reimburses a lot of loans, etc.
Yes, ma'am.
So which kind of people, like I have often heard that, like in the case of microfinance, because the concepts like microfinance and banking, the very philosophy behind microfinance was, a poor man, if given a loan from a bank, is the most willing one to return it.
Yes.
So did you find this kind of an idea somewhere?
Actually, when I was working in Nasik, I felt that people are very financially literate over there.
Okay.
Because there were certain times when this bank circular was not yet released, but people would come to me and say that this scheme has been launched.
Okay.
The CM PM entrepreneurship scheme, there is a certain CM entrepreneurship in Maharashtra.
Correct.
And they asked me that we want to avail a loan under a certain guy came to me and he said, I want to avail a loan under this scheme.
Okay.
So
okay.
I would consider that people in Maharashtra, generally I've worked in 4 branches in Maharashtra.
Okay.
All around Nasik area itself, Nasik district.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
every branch I work there, the people are very financially literate about it.
Okay. Okay, thank you from my side. Jitendra sir, I hand it over to you now.
Thank you.
So Himanshu,
Yes.
there was depression in recession in 2007,
Yes,
and are you aware of that?
Yes, yes.
And India narrowly escaped, miraculously escaped that recession. Like India was not in that bad condition as US was.
Yes.
People give credit to RBI.
Yes.
So can you elaborate on that?
Actually, at that time, there was a lot of foreign investment being redeemed from India. There was lots of foreign outflow because the US had raised interest rates at that time, like it is planning to right now. But at that time, India's foreign exchange reserve was not as buffered as they are right now. At that time, India asked US and other developing countries for foreign exchange reserves, and India was not given any extra foreign exchange reserves except for Japan and IMF. And at that time, the foreign exchange reserve, RBI bought dollars from the market. RBI sold dollars in the market so as to maintain the rupee and the US dollar exchange rate parity, so that the inflation, the imported inflation, did not affect the economy as much as it did. Although the inflation was was on the higher side at that time as well. It was around, I don't exactly remember, it was around 9-10% at that time, the wholesale inflation. So RBI was very, I would say, successful in containing inflation and containing the financial, financial turmoil in our banking, in our economy, I would say.
What is subprime lending?
Subprime is lending when a bank lends to its customers at a higher rate than the usual lending rate, and these customers are generally considered low credit profile customers, which won't have been given loans in a normal conditions. This happened in US when the US real estate market was booming and everybody was given housing loan at that time.
Okay. So Himanshu, you have been a very intelligent student and a studious student.
Yes.
And you have seen a lot of success in your life in terms of you cleared examination, the departmental examination, reached to the position of manager.
Yes.
Was there any instances of failures, setbacks?
Yes, I would consider the biggest setback of my life is not clearing the RBI Grade B exam that recently I gave in August. I reached the interview level, but I very minusculely was left out of the final list. So I was disheartened with that, but I kept on working hard, and then after 3-4 months, I've secured 99% percentile in CAT, and I'm happy, and I'm even more motivated for success in my future.
Yeah, one last question from my side.
Yes.
Himanshu, why should any college give you admit?
Oh, sir. As I have already have a very good working experience, and I have a low level management experience with me, and I think I have a good profile for a mid-level manager, and many of the big corporations come to the big premium B schools for recruiting mid-level and senior level managers, and I think my experience in my low-level management would certainly be helpful for that, and what I'm going to learn in the MEA program would be an add-on.
Okay. Yeah, Himanshu, one more thing.
Yes.
Is entrepreneurship somewhere around the corner for you?
Actually, sir,
business.
I do not have an entrepreneurship idea as of yet, but if I have an entrepreneurship idea, I would certainly pursue.
Okay. Thanks, Sachin, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jitendra, sir. Hi, Himanshu.
Good evening.
So, yeah, good evening. Very good evening. Himanshu, I have seen your profile, and in fact, Jitendra sir was talking absolutely correct that you are a very studious person.
Yes.
You have achieved a lot of success in your life.
Yes.
There is one very famous quote in India that if somebody gets government job,
yes,
he he doesn't, doesn't want to leave it, whatever the appraisal is, whatever the, your salary increment or profile increment is.
Yes.
And I could see in your profile, like, you worked as deputy manager, and then you're branch head. You're talking about yourself, right? Branch head.
Yes.
Now, how comfortable you feel about yourself that you will be able to develop your career, in the direction of, corporate industry, where you will be working again as an employee.
Yes, sir. Yes, leaving this government job was certainly a difficult option for me and my family as well. So a lot of people advise me not to leave the job, but this is like getting out of my comfort zone. And when a person gets out of his comfort zone, he pursues everything with all he has. If I would have been working in a government job, I don't think I would have been able to score 99 percentile, because I would have been sitting back and relaxing. I would have given the exam. Okay, jo hoga dekha jayega.
Correct.
But when I left the job in September, I studied very hard for 2 months, and that shows that in 2 months my hard work paid off, and I think that I would continue with that when I move forward.
Great, Himanshu. Himanshu, working, as a manager with these banks. I mean,
Yes.
You worked with Bank of Maharashtra and Punjab Bank, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So working as a manager, any leadership quality, any leadership skill that you developed in yourself?
Yes, sir. The leadership, the biggest thing that I have developed is pumping others to work hard, constantly interacting with others. That gives them a sense of reassurance. If I'm continuously, after a bit of time, I'm asking my employees if you have any problem, and whatever guidance they need. Constantly interaction and motivation is very important for your colleagues and for you as to achieve your branch targets, I would say, because I was working in a branch as a manager, and I would say that has helped me a lot. We were topper in the alternative business channel income as well, and I think that was possible because of my colleagues, and my motivation and leadership skills was one of the pivotal thing in that.
Correct. Okay. So when you know how to motivate people to get the work done, and especially to do the hard work, did it ever happen in your past experience when you wanted to motivate people, or you motivated people, but there were some team members who did not follow your motivation, who did not follow your instruction? Did it ever happen?
Yes,
in past
yes.
experience?
There was a clerk in our branch who was actually going to retire in 2-3 months.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to retire in November, I think,
Mm-hmm.
of 2019, and he was not interested in work a lot. He was always willing to leave at even before the closing hours.
Before the time. Gee.
So what strategy I developed over there to get him inculcate in the work was that going out of my work profile and getting into personal life of people, interacting with him, asking him about his children, and getting to know that we do not have just a work relationship, we have a relationship outside our work, and that was a big positive.
So you touched the emotions of the person, right?
I didn't exploited him, but I would say that I leveraged kind of thing. On that.
So what is your learning from this whole situation? What did you learn from the situation?
That I learned from this that if a person is not motivated to work, giving him making him his life enjoyable at the workplace would get him more interested in work.
Okay, that's great, Himanshu. That's great. Himanshu, one more thing, from your banking sector. Can you please explain it to us that how GDP is calculated? Because every time everybody talks about GDP, whether I or Namita ma'am, right, or Jitender sir, we all talk about GDP.
Yes.
Can you tell us the formula how it is calculated?
So basically, in economic terms, it's calculated in 3 ways. One is production method, income method, and gross value addition method. And gross value addition method is basically the addition of value at every stage of process of a product, and that is calculated at a whole aggregate level. At income level, the aggregate salaries and rent being paid to the working class and profit earned by corporates is added together for GDP, and I'm missing something, I think. I'm
Okay.
not actually.
No problem. What is the GDP now of our country?
It was 3.1 trillion US dollars. I recently, as of Q2, I think Q2 or Q3. I don't exactly remember.
Okay. Okay. So that's all from my side.
Yes.
Now over to you, Namita ma'am. Thank you, Himanshu.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome again, Himanshu.
Thank you.
And Himanshu, I would first like to give you feedback on, hello, can you still
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
listen to me? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
First, I would like to give you feedback about your plus points, right? And then I will talk about areas. Let me tell you, there are no significantly weak areas in your case. You appear to be a very determined person. That's what I appreciate, and anybody is going to appreciate about you. Number, you said your speaking and your communication skills are not very good. No,
actually, my presentation and public speaking. When I'm acquainted with someone, I'm very good at speaking. When I'm giving a presentation or public speaking, that time I'm a bit drawn back.
Don't worry. Here you're going to. I mean, when you appear for your interview, there's no presentation. There's no fact complete. It's not a kind of public speaking in the true sense of the term.
Yes.
Of course, you have to talk to many people at the same time. But let me tell you, you have the right level of communication skills because you're able to convey yourself.
Yes.
What I am going to suggest to you is just using the right words at the right time, right?
Okay.
How? I will come back to it, but let me consider the very first question you tried to answer as to what makes you go for an MBA degree, right?
Yes.
You said you use the terms like professional development. Like when you got into banking sector, and when you worked hard and you achieved success and you went quite a few levels up. So it is professional success that's motivated you to go for further degree, or you want to go even up higher in the world in your life. Now, everybody wants this, but then don't say this. Don't answer the question like this. You can say the same thing by rephrasing the whole idea, by saying it the same way in a different way. For example, you can always say that I have mostly started working at a lower management position, right? Okay. You can say therein you had an opportunity to deal with the masses. You had the opportunity to meet and deal with the people at the grassroots level, at the lowest possible level. Now you can say it is from those people that you learned a lot, and achieving initial success at this level has motivated to go too much better in my life. So what do I mean by saying this? It is like, you have achieved success and you have this yearning to do better in life. See, if you do better, success is bound to follow you. It's going to chase you, believe me. So all you have to convey to the interview panel, convince the interview panel is about your yearning for improvement, yearning for betterment in the way you work. And in the way you perform at all levels, especially in your professional level. Now, this has taught me to, and that realized that I need an additional degree also. Why? Because when I left my secure government job, you left a secure government job and worked hard, and then you realize this is my true potential. So you just want to see to what extent can my potential be stretched. Because this is just the beginning. Kuch aisa boliye. Say something like this, right? So instead of saying that it is the need for professional success that has lured you to go for an MBA degree, say that it is my experience of meeting with excellence in my work that has made me achieve even more excellence in my life, do even better. And you can also say this is something you have learned from the people you interacted with, people at the grassroots level, because people coming, they were already aware of government schemes, and then they used to come and tell me, oh, the government has launched this scheme and I want to avail a loan under this scheme or something like that. So this, you worked harder, and that is how you got to know about a lot of things about banking, and that's how you could do better. So it is achievement, it is excellence, not achievement. Say it is excellence that I have tasted in my life at this level that allows me to do even better. And in fact, to excel at my work. Something like that.
Yes.
Because once you are able to excel at something, success is bound to follow you, money is bound to follow you. You don't have to worry about anything. Okay. Second thing, you said there was something that disheartened you.
Okay.
Correct? Like you didn't clear that RBI exam or something, and you said this. Don't say. You can don't say that something. You said like, I was expecting something, but I didn't get it. I could not clear the exam. Disheartened word. Don't use this term. Disheartened.
It's a negative word.
Negative word. So avoid negative words in your answers. मुंह से निकल जाए तो बात अलग है, but then consciously try to avoid that. Say, this initial setback in meeting with some of my goals, wherein I was not able to clear my this RBI exam or something, this has further motivated me, spurred me, you know, to do much better. And that is how I decided I'm going to leave everything and I'm going to go, do something which is very risky, but which is worth paying. So that is how I left everything. I started focusing on my preparation for MBA, and I was able to score this much percentile. So now, so I chose not to let that setback affect my future plan.
Okay.
Something like that. So this is how, because I was not, I don't say disheartened by, I was not, pushed back. I was not pushed, I was not pushed back by that initial setback. And that is why probably why I'm sitting before you.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and that is why I'm here, something like that, right? Yes. Otherwise, the way you speak is perfectly all right, and you said like there was this question on GDP, right? Yes. And the question of what is the GDP of India? Believe me, the answer that you gave was about the economy of India. $3.5 trillion is Indian economy. That is the value of Indian economy as of now. That is not the GDP as of now. $3.5 trillion is the value of Indian economy. The GDP is somewhere around the 6 or something, 6 point something, right? And, GDP, because it is the GDP at which rate the economy grows. So that's a difference. So just listen to the questions a little more carefully, and and like it is the value of the Indian economy, $3.5 trillion. Make sure that you listen to the questions, and I think you're mostly very well aware of most of the banking terms like subprime rate and repo rate and all these typical terms. थोड़ा इसको revise कर लीजिए. Repo rate क्या होता है, बैंक के subprime rate क्या होता है. I mean different lending rates and something like that. Because you're the master of that. You have been swimming in that water for a long time. So you're the best person to answer those questions. Yes. Right. So, and I think they won't ask you any questions on this. So just make sure you're like aware and, just try to just remember 1 or 2 formulas as to how GDP is computed so that you're able to answer the questions very, very comfortably. I think this is all. In case if I happen to remember something else, I'll come back. Otherwise, I'm handing it over to Jitender sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Himanshu, this will be it for the interview. And we all wish best of luck for our IIM Shillong interview.
Yes, thank you.
And okay, thank you.
Okay.
Wish you all the best, Himanshu.
Wish you all the best, Himanshu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.